All right, so in terms of this deployment we saw yesterday, 44 new satellites called SuperDoves, how meaningful is it to the company and to the growth proposition you've put out there, given the fact that I know you are looking to grow double-digit percentages, not only this year, but over the coming years?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a super exciting day yesterday. Yeah, we did launch 44 satellites successfully, and we connected with them straight away. They are our latest and greatest satellites, the SuperDoves, as you mentioned. They'll be producing more data, more high-quality data to service our customer. They join about 200 satellite fleet in orbit and enables our daily scan of the whole Earth. But what really matters is not the tech geekery, and it's fun, and of course it's exciting that we're partnering with SpaceX, and I think it's two of the leading space companies, and we're excited to partner with them. But what really matters is how it's creating value to our users. So, for example, we work with the US government. We just expanded our contract with them. You were just mentioning in the previous segment about the third missile test in North Korea. Our data is relevant for them to helping to track them. They find new missile launches and things like that with our data. We work with the biggest ag companies to help them to improve crop yield, like Bayer and Syngenta and Corteva. And our data is used by Google to keep the maps you use online up to date. And so it's actually relevant to your day-to-day lives in many ways. So it's what this data from these new satellites enables us is to create more value for those kind of users.
Yeah, I mean, Planet shares jumped earlier this week because Goldman initiated coverage on your company, basically suggested that we could see shares potentially double, saying that you're sitting on a mine of data, initiating it by one of the things they talk about in this analyst note is the opportunity not only around defense, which you just touched on, but also with commercial businesses and industries as well. How large is that opportunity? How quickly can you tap into the commercial industries and the commercial piece of the business versus that defense business that I know is already there and probably going to be pretty stable and solid for the time being?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, actually, the commercial part of our business is even bigger than the government piece, and the defense and intelligence piece was only a quarter of our revenue. So last year alone, our revenue was mostly civil government, and commercial was the majority of the revenue. So agriculture, mapping, as I mentioned, and we see those segments growing hugely. I mean, we see about $100 billion opportunity to go after, a huge market. We've got a huge data set, 1,500 images for every point in the land mass of the Earth. We've got all this machine learning to extract value out for the users, and yeah, we see a huge business opportunity. Every one of the markets we're going after, like agriculture, like mapping, and energy, civil government, and so on, are each more than $1 billion. Where only Planet's daily scan can serve, and it would take many years for others to build that daily scan. So we're really in a unique position to go after that market opportunity.
We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, the company went public, it de-SPAC'd early December. Since then, we've seen shares fall about 45%. This is part of the broader downdraft we've seen in not only the space sector, but also some of these more quote-unquote thematic tech stocks. Given the conversation you and I are having, do you find it frustrating that investors haven't come around and warmed to the thesis that you're putting in front of them? Do you feel like part of your job right now is to educate Wall Street and the broader public on what you do?
Well, look, we obviously will continue to educate investors, and you mentioned the analyst reports coming out. I mean, that's what, of course, analysts are there for, and the investors should look to them to provide expert opinion on how companies are. But I'm focused on building the business. We've got a massive market opportunity we just discussed. We've got to go after, and we're going to have a big impact on the world if we do it well. We're helping track deforestation. We're helping with the coral reefs and ensuring protection of them. We've had a number of countries recently start protecting them. And all of that is what we're focused on. And what do we need for that? We need a fantastic team, and we need capital. And we have both of those. Look, and it may take the market a little bit of time to understand, and we've got to prove ourselves. And so, look, we're focused on executing, and the market will do what it will do, and I think we'll come to understand Planet.